Today I've decided to do something radical, close down the laptop, escape the endless Teams meetings and come here to Sheringham, a beautiful seaside town based on the Norfolk coast in England. Why? Not just for a holiday, but to prove a simple point. Artificial intelligence isn't just for big corporations, it's for smaller businesses like the hundreds of businesses that are here in Sheringham to try and grow, no matter what their size is. These murals depict Sheringham 12,000 years ago, where our ancestors lived alongside mammoths, and the only algorithm was the footprints they left in the mud. Technology has certainly changed since then, but the important stuff remains the same: the need to create, communicate, and connect. Sheringham transformed with the arrival of this railway from a quiet village to a vibrant tourist destination. But the train didn't stop people being able to walk, it simply freed them up from doing long journeys, giving them time. AI is very similar. It doesn't stop us from being able to do things, but it gives us time to be more human. And that's exactly why I'm here, to connect with Claire, the founder of Pure Class Vintage, a local shop eager to see if AI can truly help her on her journey. Hi Claire, I'm Stuart.
Hi Stuart, nice to see you.
Nice to meet you, and thank you for welcoming me into this lovely space. It's a beautiful shop.
Thank you, and thanks for coming. I've heard a lot about AI, that it's going to take over the world, but me being in Sheringham in a little vintage shop, I really wasn't sure what to expect and how it could help my business. So I welcome the opportunity to speak to somebody that knows about it and could help.
How long have you owned this for?
I took ownership at the end of June last year, so I'm coming up to my first anniversary next month.
Nice. And what made you, is this a new business or did you get it from somewhere else?
It's a new business for me. I've never been in the rag trade. I used to shop here. Previous owner had the shop. She decided to emigrate to Australia and I made her an offer and the rest is history.
Well, you've certainly got a lot of pieces. I can see here that you've got loads and loads of pieces here. I guess people could come in and spend all day trying stuff on here.
Very much so. My favourite is when you have a mother and daughter come in, they spend an hour just trying clothes on.
Like a movie montage almost, where they're just trying all in and kind of getting on, trying different styles and things like this.
The clothes are in the shop. They're all made to be worn. I want people to come in and feel comfortable enough to wear them.
So what do you need from AI?
Well, I need you to change my life. I don't know how I can incorporate AI in what I'm doing to get more customers. People think I'm in a good location, but I'm not on the high street. So I'm actually Sheringham's best kept secret.
Nice, well that's a nice tagline, Sheringham's best kept secret, there you go. So, so what are the challenges to kind of bringing people in here?
That's the challenge. Bringing people in, getting people to come and see me. People know this has been a vintage shop for a few years now, so we have returning customers, but I want to reach those new people. My clients tend to be 40 plus. I want to cater for the youngsters, 16 plus. There's so much. I like to think we've got something for everybody, but I need to know how to reach them, how to engage with them. I like my website, but you can have the best website in the world, but if nobody knows it's there, then it's pointless having it. So I have tried to encourage people to visit the website. I do sell on the website a few curated pieces. So I'm on Instagram and I'm on Facebook. So locally Facebook works very well. And Instagram, I just need to embrace it a lot more than I'm doing now.
So you've got hundreds and hundreds of pieces everywhere here. I guess one of the challenges is kind of keeping all of those descriptions and stuff up to date on the website.
Yes. Getting the professional descriptions is always a challenge to make them sound just right. Also taking the photographs of the garments, editing the photographs, uploading, plus I have to measure everything. Yeah. That's why if you look at the website, there's not a huge amount of clothing on the website because of the time it takes. And also I don't want customers to receive something that they've seen online and loved for it not to fit.
It's not the person who's wrong, it's the clothing, but clothing sizings has changed over the years. So I guess what you want to do is really show people. It needs to be kind of an excitement to bring people so they can come and have the experience of being in the store.
Ideally, if you shop vintage, you need to come in store.
And I guess really trying to find the right place to show that off. So, you know, you mentioned about like the over 40s kind of audience, they're probably being driven in by Facebook, but things like Instagram, TikTok, those kind of, you know, some of the up and coming and, you know, things that the younger audience are looking at. I guess some inspiration as well there to help kind of decide what reels you need to create.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Just comparing what hashtags to use, what people like to see, what they will engage with. I've done some reels and they seem to be the best thing for engagement. Post, stories.
But those trends change all the time. So, you know, it's keeping up to date.
Exactly.
Almost like a social media advisor. And I think that's one of the things about small businesses is you can't afford to go and have a media advisor and a photographer and a copywriter and all of those things as well. So you need something that can help you along with that. Well, so let's see how AI can help you, because, you know, I'm sure that we can find something that's just going to make your life a little bit easier. But I'm standing here in jeans and things. I feel kind of out of place in a beautiful shop with all of these beautiful garments. So, you know, maybe you can vintage me up, and then we can see how we can bring the vintage and the future together with AI. So what have you got anything for me?
Well, I do have a 3-piece Harris tweed suit.
Lovely.
Like, remember, it's a vintage size.
Let's see how that looks on me then. Okay, let's see how we can merge the vintage and the future by seeing how we can help Claire using AI. Okay, so let's see how we can help you to just optimize your workflow and look at this. So I'm going to start off with this beautiful dress. Now, I saw this on your website. I hope you don't mind me saying the description was a little short. I kind of looked at it. It's a beautiful piece. It's not a cheap piece. But I don't think that the description that's on the website would really kind of bring in the search engines, and it's kind of not optimized for that as well. So what I'm going to do is show you how you can use Copilot to actually analyze this dress and to kind of start to get some copy going for you. So I'm going to start off on my phone here. So here I am on Copilot. And so when we're making a prompt, what we want to do is look at these 4 parts: goal, context, source, and expectation. So what are you trying to get out of it? Why are you trying to do it? Giving it sources of information, and then saying, this is what my expectation for good is. So this is how you can really bring your prompts to life. And then I'm just going to do it with my voice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this microphone icon here. I run a vintage clothing shop in the UK, and I have a beautiful dress that I would like to sell. Here is a photo of the dress. Please describe it for me. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is just add in a photo, and then I've got a photo of the dress here. Forward it on, and then it's going to analyze this. So what it's going to do is have a look at this. So here's it's truly charming. It's told it's a vintage look, long sleeves, knee length skirt, things like this. Okay, so I'm going to say again, here is the label from the inside of the dress. Does this help to identify the dress and improve the description? So it's just about kind of giving it more information. So again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick out this photo of the label here. Okay, and that will give it a lot more information to work with. So that photo is the source, you see. So now it's telling me that the dress is from Mary Quant's Ginger Group, a well-known name in vintage fashion. Okay, it's saying it's a size 10, things like this. So now I'm going to say, I want to write a description for my website. Please do that. So now we're starting to step into the world of timeless elegance with this exquisite vintage dress from Mary Quant's Ginger Group. Created in England from cotton, this dress embodies the perfect blend of comfort and style and things like this. So we've got that. Now I noticed on your website there were a couple of notes there. So what we can now do is just say, please add that this is a size 10, but, and then I've just copied off some text from on your website. Let me grab that there. That it would fit this size 8. We've got there just a little note there about the condition. So, okay, we'll go back here. Size 10, but would fit size 8. We've got just a little bit of a note there about the makeup of the dress. And then now what it's done is it's updated that for me. It's got all of those things here and it's added our note. So really easy. So what you could imagine doing is just going around with your phone, snapping some of the garments that you get as they come in, take a photo of the label, because then it will go and look up that label. So, and I could go and ask this for indications on pricing and things like this. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop across here onto my laptop. And if I go on to Copilot and we just load it up here, we can see here that the chat that I started on my phone is now here available. So what you can do is take this description here, our final one, here it is here, and I could then go and copy that, go onto your website, go and make the edits, and then go and replace this shorter description with something there that would really excite people and get them to come in.
It's selling the sizzle.
It is selling the sizzle. Do you think that would change your life?
It'll certainly help.
Absolutely. So let's take it a bit further then. We spoke a little bit about Instagram, okay? So it now knows about the dress. I'm going to continue this conversation. I'm not going to start a new conversation because it knows about the dress. It knows who you are. It knows that you're a vintage clothing shop. So here, what I'm going to say is, I want to create an Instagram reel about this. Give me 5 ideas for creative reels that will excite people and bring them to my store. Okay, so don't just ask for 1 idea, ask for 5 ideas, ask for 10 ideas. Copilot's not going to get tired, but then you can pick what you want. And then once you've got one there, you can then go and dive deals. So it says here, we've got a transformation reel, a fashion show, styling tips, behind the scenes, or a customer spotlight. So let's go with the transformation reel. What will the Instagram reel script and images be? Now you'll notice that as I was typing in, I've got some typos, things like this. That doesn't matter. So it's great that if, when you're doing things in a rush, you don't need to be perfect with the way that you type. So now it's telling us what we've got here. It's actually got 6 different tips here, or 6 different slides. We've got what the introduction looks like. We've got the text. It's even picked out the music for us. It's told us all of those. Then it's got a button here. It's telling us how we can get to it. And then it's even given us tips here for filming, for lighting, for background, editing, and then the hashtags and tags that you might want to do.
Yeah, that's really useful. I always struggle with hashtags. But what it's laid out here is exactly what I'm missing personally. I don't have that creative streak.
So we actually call it the blank page syndrome, where people kind of sitting there and they go, I don't even know how to start. Okay, so let's dive a little bit deeper into kind of Instagram, and maybe, because one of the things that you spoke about was how we could look at different audiences for the store.
Yes.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a new chat.
Let's get the youths in the shop.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. So I'm going to go here, and this is just a little accessibility tip actually. You can press Windows and H on any Windows computer in any app, and it will start voice dictation. I run a vintage clothing store in North Norfolk, and I want to grow my audience. People need to come to the shop and try it on and have an amazing experience. We've got hundreds of vintage and retro pieces that people will love. Currently, my audience is locals who are over 40s and maybe tourists if they know about it. Please generate 6 additional groups that I might want to target with my marketing to try and bring them to my store. Okay, all right. So you can see there, using that Windows and H just makes it so much easier.
So much easier. You don't have to type it all out.
Okay, so now it's identified 6 different groups here that I might want to target. So you can see here that it's actually given us some questions that we might want to do. So like, what social media platforms should I use? But pick one of these. So any of these there that kind of stand out for you?
Let's try young adults.
Young adults, okay. So let's move forward on how we can target young adults. How can I use social media to target this key 18 to 30s group? I don't just want to focus on people in the local area, I want to get people from all over the UK to come to my store. So now it's going to look here. Okay, so now it's telling us Instagram and TikTok. Influencers.
TikTok.
But even talking about things like targeted ads, like a lot of businesses, they want to use the platforms. And obviously if you're going for Facebook, then you could use the same platform to advertise on Instagram and things like this. But kind of delving into targeted ads and things like this is a minefield for people there. Again, hashtags and trends. And talking about the experience here. Let's just say, I love all of this. Put it in a table with every day listed, detailed steps, production notes, and hashtags.
Oh.
I don't know about you. I work better with a table. I like a table.
But no, I like a table. I'm a control freak. I'm very well organised. I work really good on a list. Tick it off.
There we go.
And it is telling you everything.
So it's telling us everything we want. It's picked up our hashtags, all of those things there.
It's created your marketing plan for you.
Absolutely. Because like you say, we can't afford to bring a marketing expert and a finance expert and an HR expert, all of those things that a business needs to run there.
That is great. I love that.
Absolutely.
What more? What else? I can sell clothes, but I'm not very good at the marketing side of things. I can't afford to spend £2,000-3,000 a month on an agency to do it for me. I did have a chat.
That's a lot of Mary Quant dresses.
It's a lot of Mary Quant dresses.
Absolutely.
I did speak with a pal of mine that does marketing, and he was very kind to me. I just had to buy him a coffee. But he was saying on Instagram, you should post a story a day.
Yeah.
You should post a reel 2 or 3 times a week. And that's fair enough to say, but where am I going to have the time? Where am I going to have the inspiration? But it gives you the inspiration.
So what you actually want to do is do them all in batch. So if you do like a week at a time, then you can drip feed that. But you have to know what you're going to do.
Exactly. And having this do the plan makes it so much easier.
I'm over the moon to hear that. Hopefully this can just help you to kind of make things a little bit better, run a little bit smoother and things like this.
What I'll try and do is, as you say, batch them up. So on a Friday night when my daughter goes swimming, I'll have the evening and I can run through lots of suggestions, lots of ideas and work on them. And I don't have to think so hard. It's great.
Absolutely. Well, we could all do that, have more time to kind of do the things that we love, finding pieces, curating pieces, things like that.
I love it. Thank you for coming. And to be honest, I can't wait to get stuck in.
Great, that's absolutely what I want to hear. Thank you. Hopefully it's going to help you to just kind of get this business to skyrocket, bring people through the door, because I certainly had a great time trying on all these outfits and things like this with you today.
Wonderful. Is that a cash or card? I'm very pleased to have had some time with Stuart. I understand the capabilities of AI a lot more that are relevant to my business. So I've got vintage clothing, we've got the mammoths, we've got the steam train. I'm really feeling that I'm bringing something modern, technology-wise, to my little shop, Pure Class Vintage. And I really look forward to taking control of it, using it, and getting people to come to my little shop. I can't wait.
When technology does its job right, we barely notice it's there. The important things are to create, communicate, and connect. That's the real revolution, and the story that we've told today with Claire at Pure Class Vintage and the use of AI.
Hey, Stuart, you haven't paid for that.